some sad news. And unfortunately, I gagged because this morning I woke up. I'm like, wait a minute now. Bobby Lights had posted something about Roland Ray, and I thought it was like, oh, why is he saying this boy died? Then all of a sudden, I started seeing stuff popping up saying like his mother confirmed that Roland Ray passed away, and I was like, what? So I gagged. I'm still gagging because I was not expecting Miss Purr herself, Roland Ray, had passed away at the age of 28. And that's sad. And that what's even worse is that tomorrow would be his 29th birthday. Yep, Miss Mama's is a Virgo. I knew that because I remember there was something I was watching with him and he talked about what his sign was. I was like, now it makes sense why you messy. And not in like a bad way, just like how funny he is. He's got this larger than life personality. And that's what I liked about Roland Ray is that outside him wearing the wigs and the nails and all that other stuff, he was and him being seen as a caricature, he did seem like in so many ways, and I know it might be a low bar to even put this in this situation, but he he had the gift of gab. He basically shined a light on the fact that yeah, you could be homosexual, you could also be disabled, and you could still be out here dipping it and doing it and living your life to the fullest. And I love the fact that even with his health issues, that Roland Ray was still able to come out here and just do what he wanted to do. So for those of you who are not familiar with Roland Ray, how I first came across him is that he appeared on an episode of MTV's Catfish Trolls back in 2018 where he was started doing like little wheelies and stuff, popping a wheelie in that wheelchair. That was everything. And then he popped up on shows such as like Divorce Court and of course even though, child, I can't stand that channel and the mess that be on there. But I was living for this show, Bobby. I love you, Purr. That was over on the Zeus Network. So now after that, he's also a viral sensation. Someone who's got a great personality, sharp humor, and popularized the term purr. So, a lot of times when he was told, he would always go that purr, and how he would, the way he always enunciated certain words used to make me cackle too. And so, yeah, that was like a big catchphrase amongst Gen Z. And that's why I said, like, one thing I loved about him is that, maybe some people looked at him as a caricature, but I did love that he was sort of like this person that stood out amongst Black, queer, and disabled people. Like, he was sort of that thing. Whereas when you look at people like Shamar, who, was all bent up and crumpled up, looking like a crumpled up Coke bottle, plastic, obviously, because you can't crumple glass. How he was out here looking a mess and being a caricature and getting in fights and getting with bums that be taking advantage of him. You never saw that with Roland Ray. Roland Ray would see the foolishness a mile away and call it out. So that's what I liked about him. He made no qualms about who he was. He was unapologetic in who he was. And they also said that he had over 441,000 IG followers. So him being unapologetically authentic to who he was, I think is why he stood out amongst all these other girls that be all over social media looking a hot damn mess. So, um, in this article I came across, what was it? I think it was, what was it? Oh, Monica. They went and said, like, with all the ailments that he had. I mean, I totally forgot about this. He was in a fire accident in 2021 where he suffered, excuse me, severe burns to his face, arms, and feet after his wig caught fire and he had to undergo surgery because of it. Then also he ended up in a coma when he was hospitalized in 2022 with COVID. So when you get morons that be going on MSNBC or that stupid ass panel or CNN, whatever one of them, I don't even watch none of them. But I always, every time I turn around, I'm on Instagram, I'm seeing these stupid little panel discussions where they find the most ignorant of ignorant people. And you have these maggot, cultists who get invited on there because I guess they think it's good for ratings instead of like having real legitimate conversations with people. But y'all just want viral moments. This guy up there talking about how like all these conspiracy theories regarding COVID. Well, tell it to the people who died from the, complications of the virus, or people who had to be put in comas, like Roland Ray, who what you can't tell him now because he ain't here. He's not no longer part of the union. So, when you have people that had to deal with these type of situations where they had to go in a coma because when you have what's the word? When you have pre-consisting or what is it pre-existing ailments, I think is the term I'm looking for. When you already have pre-existing ailments and stuff going on with you, like health issues, be it you underwent chemo, you got a weak immune system, you have HIV, whatever the case is, that your immune system has been compromised, and and COVID is like this thing that's spreading around, and it definitely affects your respiratory area. You definitely have to take the precautions with the mask and all that other stuff, or you could end up in a situation that like a Roland Ray where you end up in a coma. So then when he returned to social media after he was, after the medically induced coma, he came out of it. He went and posted a video of himself in the elevator with a fresh haircut, shaved with the words "not dead," saying it never gave dead. And that's one of the things I loved about Roland Ray. He had a gift of gab. He had a way with words. He was like, "It never gave dead, Miss Mama." So you can say whatever you want. It's like it's not giving. When you have Morgan and Michaels, I look good for a dead bitch, and then you got him coming over here. It never gave dead. Like the one liners is everything. And then he also had in 2024 pneumonia and a blood infection. So he was hospitalized again with serious breathing issues, pneumonia and a blood infection. He was placed in the ICU with dangerously low oxygen levels. And one of his last updates, he admitted he didn't believe he lived to see Mother's Day and thanked the hospital staff for saving his life. So one of the things is, even though he was out here being messy and stuff on social media, the one thing I always liked about Roland Ray was that he was humble when needed be. And that's one thing about us Virgos. We can be very much a lot. We can be a lot. Trust and believe. We have a flair for the dramatic. But when it comes down to us in the humility, oh no, trust and believe, bitch. We know how to give when it needs to be given. So his mother, Zola Nay, allegedly posted on Facebook about the 28-year-old rapper's death and said it is with heavy heart to let y'all know. Hold on, let me actually pull that up for y'all so y'all can see. B. Because I was like, sometimes it's like I be forgetting how to do my own show. Is that it? Yes, that's it. I was like, is that it? Um. So yeah, she said it is with heavy heart that I let y'all know that my son Ray Ray, I am Roland Ray, has gone home to be with the Lord. I think everyone who has called or texted, this is going to be a long road. Please pray for us as we push forward to lay him to rest. Only God knows. So that was her post that she posted. And they were saying, according to the report, they cannot confirm the same as the Facebook account is private. So, um, and then also Bobby Lights went and posted the following and said, "Damn, I tried to wait this one out, praying it was another rumor. Rest in peace to the most famous boy in a wheelchair. We came together and showed the world how two different people from two separate paths in life could put hate aside and create magic. You are loved all over the world, and you will be missed dearly. Spread your wings and fly, my iconic friend, Roland Ray." So Bobby Lights, who I ain't heard from in a month or so. And here's the funny part. The other day, I kid you not, I was literally thinking, I'm like, where is Roland Ray? I haven't heard from him in a minute. And then all of a sudden this tea come out. So sometimes I'll be feeling like I hate when I put energy out on certain things or people just pop in my brain and I be thinking, I'm like, what happened to so and so? And then all of a sudden you hear they either dead or they coming out with a new record or they coming out with a new movie or the trailer pop up the next day. It's always something when something be up in my the energy be coming in my direction and I be thinking about people or whatever. It's always like maybe the next day or in 24, 48, 72 hours, some bomb drop. So shout out to you, Roland Ray. Shout out and condolences, to Ray and his family and all that good stuff. So I definitely want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think of this story regarding Roland Ray and the news about one of the most prolific infamous figures within the LGBTQIA. Well, I should put the CPOC community, or QPOC, I should say, queer people of color community. So, I definitely want to hear from you. I know some people be like, when y'all talk about bars and this, that, and the other, it's like, you know what, this new generation with Gen Z is not all about like what I grew up with as an elder millennial, which is always about actors and actresses and people who are performers and stuff, who are the icons of a generation, or it's about the talent. A lot of times it's people that go famous from viral catchphrases or social media and all that other stuff. These are the new celebrities. So I definitely want to hear from y'all. Let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.